Hey everybody, 4D Sparky here. Gonna do a video today with two things in mind. An unboxing video and a cursory review. For the last several years I've been using a Manfrotto 804 three-way head. It has the pan, tilt, and tip on separate axes with separate controls. My problem is I don't know whether it's because of my age or I'm just getting lazy, but if I want to make a very fine adjustment, let's say that's where I want it, by the time I turn this handle to get it to where I want it, it moves on me. And I have to, because I'm fighting the weight of the camera and the lens, try several times before I get the camera precisely where I want it. So I decided to start looking for a geared head. Unfortunately, Manfrotto doesn't make any of their geared heads that use this this RC2 QR plate. I had to go to a different mounting plate to get the geared head. And I didn't find any geared heads in any of the other manufacturers that really tripped my trigger. So late last week I went ahead and spent my money and purchased a Manfrotto number 410 junior geared head, and today the happy brown truck shows up with this geared head. So I'm going to get my pocket knife out and we're going to open this up and basically do an unboxing video. And let's see, this is my receipt, and there's nothing else in there. One brand new Manfrotto 410 junior geared head, still in the box, brand new. And here I have instructions and who knows, general instructions and warranty. That's probably a boilerplate system or boilerplate insert. And that's all there is in this box besides the actual head itself. So my first impression is it's built like a tank. I mean, there is some heft to this. There's some weight, which I kind of expected looking at the specifications. In case you're wondering, I never use those little set screws on the bottom of the tripod mast itself. I'd either lose them or just forget to do them. I generally tighten things down. So my first impression is it looks like it's a well-built piece of machinery. Oh my, there is some, you really got to put some pressure on these little knobs to get it to turn. I did my research on the internet before I chose this one. I could see with a lot of videos that you turn these knobs and it allows it to move freely. You simply release them and then you have very fine control. I didn't realize how much pressure it actually takes to turn this. There's quite a bit. So you aren't accidentally going to have something brush up against this and move your camera while you're working around. That's definitely got some beef to it, and there, like I say, it takes quite a bit of pressure, more than I thought, to turn these outer knobs. You turn these outer knobs and it allows you to move the camera along that axis freely. You let go, they snap right back into place, and then you can use these smaller knobs to make very fine adjustments. That's precisely what I'm after, is those fine adjustments. I did notice, however, that you turn them clockwise to loosen them. I'm sitting here trying to turn them counterclockwise, realizing I'm not doing it. I guess that's kind of counterintuitive, but I'll probably get used to that. This is a different plate. I think it's the RC4. It comes with both the 3/4 or 3/8 and 1/4 screws in it, it doesn't have the same finger release as what the RC2 has. I'll just go ahead and take that off because I'll need to take it off. There is a little plastic plug here that looks like you slide whichever one of these out that you don't need and push that back in, and so you take the one that you don't need. And as with all Manfrotto, there is a lens marking on here, so we'll go ahead and mount this onto the camera. The only problem I see is there's really no way to truly tighten that down. Let me see if I can reach a screwdriver here. Yep. I might have to do something a little different about this. I really am not too thrilled about using a screwdriver all the time on this, but we'll see. It just snaps right in, a little pressure, and the camera's there. It's a little different than my other three-way head because the other three-way head has a spring to counteract the weight of the camera, so this is a new thing I'll have to get used to. But I think being able to make these very, very fine adjustments, just a little bit of movement, is going to be handy. There is a little spirit level up here, right here on this unit, that makes it quite easy to make sure that this is perfectly flat, even though I do have that function built into the D600. But like I say, it isn't all that much physically larger than the 804. It is considerably heavier. I don't have the large protrusions that I do, like these handles. In fact, at one time I thought about ordering 2 of these handles as a replacement and replace these 2 long ones with the short ones to make it more compact and lighter. But I think now that I've got this, I'll forego that because this is going to be my workhorse head, because I do like to have that fine control when I'm out shooting with a tripod out in the field. I think it's going to be nice to have that precise control. I will say this. When I looked at the videos on the internet, it almost looked like these outer knobs you had to push or pull to get them to turn. That's not the case. You simply turn them and it lets go of the gear mechanism. It won't go back exactly where you want it. You can see here as I let go, it moves the camera back, but then you can always return the camera to where you want it, because I can feel in here as I partially open this outer knob, I can feel the gear mechanism starting to let go, and as the more I turn it, it'll eventually free it up. But as I slowly drop it back, so it will center itself in that, so it won't, if that's exactly where you want it, it's probably going to move a little bit, and then you can move it back to where you want. But that's my unboxing video of the Manfrotto 410, my first impressions. Other than not being able to use a hand like this and having to go to a tool, I may find a solution for that. If so, I'll let you know. Unboxing and my first impressions of the 410 Manfrotto Junior Geared Head. I think it's a nice piece of machinery, and I'll keep you updated as to how much I use it and my further thoughts about it. This is 480 Sparky. Go forth and actuate.